So, was it a whooping crane? Or a blue heron? Or a stork? Before I read those comments, I continued to work on this because it wasn't going to stay. And it's still not going to stay quite the way it is now. But I still see the shape there. I think this is the shape that you were talking about. So, yeah, that's just how it is. I've added a little more light in here. You know, I wanted it to pop a little bit more without sort of destroying the softness of the painting, the demeanor, the feel of it. I'm likely going to catch a little bit of light across the snow here that's sort of mid-distance, and maybe hints of it poking through. Or sitting on top of, like I might take some of these colors and lay some foliage still. Introduce a few colors in here, just to join this and this a little bit. It's a bit of a hole still. That's okay, we can work on that. This trunk right now, this stump, it's leaning towards us a little bit, and I might just decide to push it leaning the other way. I was so tempted to use burnt sienna and ultramarine blue on these trunks to make these colors and values. But I felt that would compete too much with the general feel of the upper areas, and I thought I would just allow this to pick up the strength, allow the foliage. So I still went with ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, but there's very little burnt sienna in there. So it's sort of a bluish gray, mostly blue, bits of white here and there. Made a few changes here. You know, I keep pecking away at it. We're getting very close to the end. In fact, the next time you see it, it will be done. Let me just back the camera up a minute. I'm kind of curious though, did I get it right? Is this what you were saying was a stork? Or, you know, some long-legged type of bird? I often, in my paintings, certainly in the trees and usually in evergreens, I like to anthropomorphize them a little bit, but, well, okay, maybe not ascribe human qualities to them, but give them personality, give them some I don't know, attitude, some character. And when I paint them in this style, often there will be strange shapes in there. I generally try to avoid searching too far for them. If they don't jump out at me, I'll probably just leave them. Because once I see it, if I see something like that, I will fixate on it. And it'll just drive me crazy. So anyway, good catch on that one. I've changed it a little bit, and I'm going to continue to. That shape will generally still be there. And I'm happy to leave it. People will, no matter what you paint, people will always see something. There was somebody I gave some instruction 2 years ago who was constantly seeing phallic symbols. So haven't spoken to that person for years, but she was seeing phallic symbols in paintings all over the place. I hope she's okay now. Anyway, you can only worry so much about that. I have the odd time in my paintings after they were finished seen what was so blatantly a shape that I really didn't want in the painting that I have had to remove it. But in general, I don't worry too much. I did like the cubs that my daughter saw though, and actually she's home today, so probably once the painting's done I'll bring it upstairs and let her have a look, see what she thinks. But by then, this might not be so obvious. If that's what you were thinking of, maybe there's something else I'm missing completely. Please let me know in the comments. Sorrel. And Kathy, you saw that too. Probably others of you. Okay, I think that's all I can blither about. I'm going to keep pecking away on this. I'm probably not going to film it because they're just, you know, a stroke here, a stroke there. They're very small, they're very intimate strokes. I'll be moving the camera constantly trying to follow myself around, so I'm not sure if it's worth me doing that. I don't have a camera person. This is just me and Mr. Tripod here. Talk to you very soon.